And we are live. Let's see. Hi there, YouTube. I'm Sean. I'm a returning citizen. I'm here at Wings for Life International in the office in Albuquerque, New Mexico. This is Wings Week in Review. This is our fourth show, so bear with us. Today I have the founder of Wings for Life to my right. To my left, I have a good friend who is also a returning citizen and ended up being a really good friend behind the walls, and he's been a great friend since we've been welcome back to the free world. Let me give you Ann Edenfield Sweet, our founder, director of Wings for Life.
Well, we're just happy to be here today. We always love this, that Sean has started this Wings Week in Review. Every day around here feels like a week because there's so many exciting things going on. But I always just like to highlight the wonderful things that are going on, so you could start thinking about how you can get involved with us. So first of all, Monday night, it's Valentine's. And you're saying, oh, I'm out home all alone. I'm sad. I don't know about this. We have a program for you about love. And it's a very strange program about love. It's a story about a Holocaust survivor who was taken into a family, a Christian family, when he was 6 years old. And if they hadn't taken him in and risked their lives and their own children's lives, he would be dead along with the rest of his family. So talk about a story of love, ultimate love, and what this man has done now with his life. And so I'm thrilled he's joining us. He's really an interesting guy. He's got an incredible story, and we are going to learn all about it on Monday night at Wings for Life. You can go to our website, Wings Fly, but that spell it FLI. So wingsfly.org, and you can sign up. And I think at the bottom,
the links,
Sean, you've got
underneath this video and any of our videos, all the links for all our websites and our Facebook and YouTube, and all the information about Wings is underneath there. Just click them on. They're clickable links.
He's making it easy for you to join us. So please join us. Then we have 3 times a week. We call them our Wings LifeWise family workshops. Now, these are to be LifeWise. So many people are streetwise, but we want to teach you to be LifeWise. We've got experts that teach about housing. If you don't have housing, how do you get a TANF and SNAP and WIC? And what are these programs? And how do you qualify? And how can you get help from them? These are the experts. We've got programs about our developmental assets. And what are they? We know you don't want your loved ones going to prison. My first husband went to prison. That's why I started this. So it is not fun to have loved ones in prison. I did not want my boys to go to prison. That's why we do this. And I know you don't want anybody that you know in prison. So we teach you about that. How can you build these things called the 40 developmental assets that cut at-risk behaviors? That's one of those talks. And then we teach you guaranteed ways to get a job, and then you get that job, but maybe you're not making all that money that you used to make, out in the criminal world. How are you going to survive on the money that you make? And I teach that class because I'm an expert at how to stretch a dollar. That's the one thing I'm an expert at. So join us, LifeWise Family Workshops. You again go to that link. It's right here. Tuesday nights, Thursday afternoons, Saturday mornings. We're trying to make it convenient for people, and we have expert facilitators who lead that. So you listen to a video and then you ask your questions. They'll help you with resources. It's an incredible program. Okay, then we have our $10 a month times 12 months. We are in the process, and we have been going to Santa Fe, our state capital, talking to legislators, and we are very cautiously thinking that maybe in the future we are going to have our own home, a building. And we're trying to get 2,500 people to give us $10 a month. Now, if you're a Starbucks drinker, that's less than 2 cups a month. At $10 a month, if you did a $10 for 12 months, we got 2,500 people. That's $300,000 that would help us. We're hoping that we're going to get some money this year out of the legislature. We want to set up our Wings Works that Sean's going to be heading up and directing. And we've hired another wonderful man that at another time we'll have an interview with him that's going to help lead this program. It's called Wingsworks. And we are going to find every which way that you could find a way to work and work with us, get training and get paid and go home and do the job that you want to do. So we want to do that.
It'll be a community center building.
Absolutely.
Want to let them know some of the ideas we talked about for having for this.
Oh, well.
And maybe if they want to leave suggestions.
Oh, please. Okay. Well, this is truly a miracle. So I'm looking to God for some answers for this one. We want it to be our Wingswork Training Center. We want it to perhaps be have a kitchen and do some kind of kitchen and cooking training. We would like it to be big enough. We're thinking big here. We're not thinking small, to house at least 150 people. So when we do our live Monday night programs, we could have our own staff fixing the meals for us in our own kitchen. Just think about that. And then also have a little cafe. So during the week, the people that are working at Wingsworks, creating pottery, we're going to have a framing shop. So anything that we want to get framed, we want to be the cheapest framing shop in all of New Mexico. So everybody comes to us. Then we're going to be putting everything on our Wingsworks website that our webmaster will be creating. Then our goal is to have the very creative people that are in prison, out of prison, whatever. But they're so creative, but they don't want to set up a website. They don't want to go sell every week at a flea market. We're going to be your distributor. We have a volunteer who is giving us her 35-year successful business. It is a ceramic kind of paper craft business that she has done as a wholesaler and has sold over 250 stores across the Southwest. Our goal is to sell in 2 million stores across the United States and around the world and on our website. But we're going to start, and we're going to have our own reps going out to various businesses and try to get our product made by our returning citizens and our creative people in our own Wingsworks workplace and building, to be able to then teach them how to create this product, whatever their product is. They can make it up. They can use all of our free resources, go through a 4-month training program, and then go home and do it. And we will be the rep and distributing their product.
And that's a paid training program.
This will be a paid training program. We want to have computer banks so people can learn how to type. A lot of people can't type. If you come into our office, we have you play a typing game. Hey, come to Wings and play games. But we want you to play that typing game because we want you to become good. We've got one of our ladies that has started in January, 8 words a minute, and she's up to about 45, 46 words a minute, has learned Excel,
yes,
learned how to do Publisher. We want to offer those free training things in our computer labs. We want to offer other educational programs. We want to have perhaps a daycare center for the kids, because when people come in, if you're a volunteer out there, this is a place for volunteers to come. Everybody can help package up the clay, the beautiful products. Why doesn't somebody go get one of our samples, a couple samples, so we can show them what we're talking about that they're making? We've got a couple here in our office. I can even show you what those look like. And so let's see, what other ideas? Oh, we're going to do our bike repair there. Yeah. So for bikes, so teaching the mechanics of bikes, but maybe other mechanical things. We're going to do a furniture refurbishing. So, yard sale junk and things that get donated to us, we're going to teach people how to fix it up, glue it, put it back together. One of my sons used to do that. We are going to have the ramp project. Right. So the ramp project, they make ramps and donate ramps across New Mexico, but there are also other ramp projects across the state. And thank you, Mary. We're going to show you some of these beautiful things. Let's see. Can you see these? Maybe and these were made yesterday in our office, not the clay part, but look at these darling. Are they seeing a close-up on
maybe
these?
Can they walk it up to the camera,
oh,
Mary?
Yeah, Mary, walk it up to the camera.
We don't have a camera.
We've got Vanna, Mary right here.
He can zoom in on it.
So look at these darling little votive candle holders. We are a wholesaler. They made 40 of them yesterday. They put the sticks and the little Kiva sticks on them. And look at this. Let's do a zoom on that one. So anything you can come up with and create and imagine, And if you've got a loved one in prison and they are really talented, my gosh, they could start shipping stuff out of there, send it to you or send it to us so you don't have double postage.
So,
And
so it can even we can even help them before they get released.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And like Crystal in the front, now she's not a returning citizen, but she has a loved one who is.
Yes.
And we help out the families.
Well, of course, because I'm a family member.
So you don't only have to be coming out of prison. Maybe you're a housewife or a house husband.
Or you're homeless. We're going to open up anybody that wants to walk in our door. First, they can come and use. We won't turn anybody away, and we are going to greet them with respect and love, and trying to help them identify their gifts, because everybody has God-given gifts. We're going to identify those gifts, and how do we help them to become successful? So when they go home, they don't have to turn to criminal behavior. Nobody wants to end up in prison. Criminal behavior, ultimately, you think you're going to have the multi-million dollars and the big homes and the yachts. Ultimately, you're going to end up in prison or dead. And that's the ultimate choice for people. I mean, the final ultimate choice. Why have that choice? Let's have the choice of success, being out, being with your family, and making money. So we're going to try to help you. What else do we have? What other ideas do we have?
Well, maybe a daycare for the working woman.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have a daycare there. We have to have a daycare. We'll have a tutoring session. We will open it up to other nonprofits. Maybe AA, NA meetings.
Oh, sure.
Depending on the size of the facility and the use of it, maybe we could even open it up for receptions, maybe even for weddings.
But this will be a place where you can come and get a restart on life.
Clothing. We'll have free clothing. All of our boxes that we're hiding behind us. Kitchenware, clothing, furniture. We'll have a gift shop with our actual product that are being made, and Margie already has about 40 items. We just showed you 2 of at least her 40 items that she sells. But my gosh, we could have 1 million items when everybody gets done with this, because if people are buying them, we could make them. And so there are so many exciting things going on. So whether you are coming out a returning citizen, you can live in another state. You could be making this stuff for us. You could send us a sample of it. We could get it in the reps. And the rep is going to be me. I'm going to be the first rep. And all of us are going to be reps going out to these stores, because we're going to go out and sell this stuff. And JD, one of our new staff that's going to be
and you're going to meet him in a minute. He's our newest hire.
Yeah.
Are we still looking for one more?
We're looking for, who knows?
You live in Albuquerque, just got out of prison? Give us a call. The number's on the screen. We might have something for you tomorrow.
Absolutely. We've got some free programming from the government called Wioa, Workforce Innovative Opportunity Act, where the government will actually pay you to come work with us. Now, how's that for a deal? So, and your families, don't get discouraged. Maybe you're really handy. Maybe you like to make these beautiful pieces of art or whatever it is. You could start doing that as long as you could duplicate it. And so a store might say, I want 5 of those. You do unique work, but here's a sample. Here's one kind and here's another one. Maybe painters, they're not going to paint the same picture every time. But here's an idea of what you do. We could get that out to the buyers. You could sit at home, make that stuff, forget going to Etsy and all these other places. We're going to help you to help your families, because that's what we exist to do. So that's I meant to do a 2-minute
Thank you very much, Ann, for that 2 minutes.
Sorry about that. Now you need to go to Tom and hear the real news.
Got a couple of people in the chat room, though. Let me say a little shout out.
I'll stay
Patricia, she says, showing my support. Thank you, Patricia. She's on YouTube. And now she has I don't know what the emoji is, but it's a happy one.
Good.
And Matthew, hey, everyone, finally caught live. James on lunch, showing my support from Hawaii.
Hey, Hawaii. Hey, James, there you go. I've done family days over in Maui, at the prison in Maui, and at the St. Anne's Catholic Church in Maui. So there you go.
There you go.
So, that's one of the states we've done work at.
James, we talked on the phone. You hang in there, James. We'll talk again. We're going to get you through this.
And your family, too.
And we got Katrina. She says hello. More people, they're just coming in.
Hey, yay.
Bonnie D, good afternoon, evening. All right. What is this one? No. View. I don't know. That's probably spam, maybe, but something like viewer life. Oh, I don't know what that meant.
Okay.
Do you guys know what that means?
Nope.
But I'm gonna assume it's good stuff.
It's happy life.
Bonnie
Wings
D,
for Life.
greetings from Boston, Massachusetts. So they're
Boston. There you
We're
go.
watching all
I
over the
have
country.
done work right outside of Boston in Worcester. And in fact, we helped a neighborhood, a church that was going to die, that was on one side of a 3-square area with low-income housing, needles out in the parking lot, dirt. No one stepped foot in the parking lot except late at night, and you didn't dare for children even go play there. And we did our family day there. We went back and did another family day. We changed that entire neighborhood. That church that was going to be shut down ended up staying open, and ended up, they had 12 members when we first got there. The next year when I went back, they had 150 members, and all the kids and all these people were feeding into that church. The whole park was clean. It was green. They had the church and other surrounding, suburban churches help provide and put in some playground equipment, and it changed that entire area. Just showing people that they have value and giving them a place to go where people care. So yes, I'm glad you're joining us for Boston. And our programs, you can now start our program. Let me throw one more idea.
Sure.
Do you have time? I'm sorry, Tom. I'm
no,
taking all this time.
Tom's been awful quiet. You're going to hear from Tom.
Oh, you're going to hear from Tom. I got all excited
so please
here.
try not to go anywhere, guys.
Yeah.
You got to hear his story.
But I want to share what's happening and how I see this happening. We have now over 100 tape programs, or 125. I don't know. I haven't even counted. Sean said our YouTube, we got 270, but a lot of them are shorter ones. But we've got at least 100 programs, and every week we're adding a new one. And so now here's what we're suggesting, and we're actually written a grant to the state of New Mexico. Take our programming. They're like 30-minute programs. Set up in a church, set it up in a community center, set it up somewhere where you could invite other people to come. Now, you've already got your programming. On our website, we already have kind of a lesson plan, and we put them in placemats, because we're eating in person. We would put the placemat down, so then they could pick up the placemat, take it home, and it gives questions and all kinds of things to talk about. It has additional resources on our website. So you could start in Boston, Massachusetts. You could start a program, get it in a local church, community center, whatever, halfway house. You could get our program going, watch our video on YouTube, pull up off our website all of our programs. You've got a free program, and you could start helping your families, Hawaii, Boston, wherever else, and anywhere in the world. And we've got active programs going on right now in Liberia, West Africa, and they're using our programs. For heaven's sakes, you can use our programs anywhere in the world. Everything is free, and every week we're adding a new topic. And if you've got a topic you want us to address that you don't see, and Sean just today alphabetized all our YouTube things. He's doing a great job for us. So now you can find it. I want to look for jobs. I want to look for money. I want to look for parenting, alphabetical. You could find it. You could find all these things. You could create your own program. Free. My gosh, how can you beat this? So there you go. I'm planting that seed for all of you. So you don't have to just listen to us in Albuquerque. Hey, start your own program. We'll help you.
She'll help you.
And we've got all the registration forms. If you meet in person, we could send you all of that. Everything is free. Our goal is to help change our world, not just New Mexico, our United States. I've been around this world, and nobody wants anybody in prison. And it starts with the family and teaching values and teaching respect and keeping people out of drugs and addiction and all these negative behaviors. And we can do it. And you can do it in your communities. So there you go.
Don't leave. There's a question for you,
Ann. Do you take calls? Of course, for heaven's sake.
That's Katrina. She wanted to
I'm 24/7. This is really a ministry. Our name is Wings for Life, trying to give you wings to fly for the rest of your life. But yes, if I can answer the phone on a weekend, late at night too, our webmaster about 10 o'clock, I can always count on her to call me. She knows that I'm up late, she's up late. It doesn't matter. If I can answer that phone, I will try to help you in any way possible. My cell phone number, Do we have our
The numbers on the
there?
screen. It's scrolling across the screen.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. You taking care of everything. Call me. Yes, I will answer. Friday night, even if my husband,
There
if
you
I'm
go.
not watching a movie or doing
I told
something
you,
with my
Katrina.
husband. Yeah.
She asked me if she wanted to call you. She's so busy. Of
course. No, I'm always busy, but I'm busy because I want to be busy because I love what I'm doing. And I love if we could give a little bit of encouragement and hope. That's what this is all about. So yes, of course you could call me.
And we got Mariah Gonzalez, a new one in the room. I want to say hello. And she says, hello, all. Love hearing all the things you're trying to get rolling.
Yep.
So there you go.
Yep. We're getting our wings out there flapping and flying. So now I'm going to go so you can hear from Tom. Tom. Okay. Thank you, everybody.
And I got JD to bring over there too.
Oh, yeah.
So, but Tom's been so patient. Can you, anyways, you learn patience when you do time, guys. So Tom has become a really good friend of mine here in Albuquerque, but he was a good friend of mine when I was doing my few years that I had to do in a federal prison camp. And Tom, I just want to thank you. I'm sitting here because it's all your fault. But Tom, say hello, and I got some questions for you. But Tom's got a lot to talk to you guys about.
You can see the enthusiasm of our leader, and she is what makes this program jump. And if you're sitting at home or if you're watching this program, you all know some family that's had the challenge of someone in their family being incarcerated. It's the loneliest place in the world for that.
Hello. Check. Are we on? Let us know if you guys can hear us now. Sorry about this.
Okay. Take it step by step.
No sound. So let's see here. You go back to the microphone. Audio. Hello. Check. Now it's working. I could see it. It's working now. Sorry about that, guys. My fault. Can't afford a cameraman or a sound man, so I went to move this thing and we're not going to use it. So Tom, I'm very sorry.
Oh, no. We were just wrapping up talking about how if you're sitting at home, you all know somebody who's had the unfortunate experience of having someone they know, a family member, a friend, go down that road, made a mistake, ended up incarcerated. Happens to all sorts of people. Can happen to anyone. This program is the most dynamic program offered to families and particularly children to give you a refuge while you're waiting for your loved one to come home. You can get involved as a volunteer. There are dozens and dozens of programs that are available to you. Mostly it's just a place where you can come talk to people and feel like you belong, that you're important, that you matter. Just feel like you make a difference, that your life is not on hold. You can continue to develop. You can continue to take care of your family. A lot of great people here. So if you know someone or if you have the heart to serve, please call or come down and see us. I want to talk about Sean. Sean is like the poster boy of success. I mean, Sean, you got out. You went back to your home base, San Francisco.
San Francisco, yeah.
And so you were in a halfway house.
I was.
And you needed a job.
I got a job washing dishes at a local soup kitchen.
And you were one that was willing enough to give up your humility, give up your pride, and go wash dishes.
Yeah, and I've been a chef before, but you got to, you know what? That's all my past.
The reality is, most men and women who get out, they're really in a tough economic bind. Their family has been without economic support for years. The individual who's just got out, being incarcerated, they've had no income for years. They don't have clothes. Many times they don't have a car. And so some of them will go get a job. Like Sean, you got a job. And you moved up from that job to, what did you do next?
Oh, then I got a job as a cook for a drug and alcohol residential program, and they made me the sous chef. And then the pandemic hit, guys, and we all know what happened next. But I still recovered from that.
You recovered and you went and sold phones.
Yeah, I did the free, signed people up, low-income people for the free phone. They used to call them Obama phones. And I did that for a little commission money, and that got me by, and now I'm here.
And when we talk about this, the reason I bring it up is because most of the people who get out, they can't find any source of income. Today, with the pandemic, jobs are hard, scarce. There's not a lot of respect and dignity. And frankly, there's not a lot of economic value to many of these jobs when you're so far behind. You're trying to get another car. You're trying to catch up on some bills that accumulated while you were incarcerated. Your kids are just suffered of not having your economic support. So the challenge for us who are out here is, how do we give people the respect and dignity to go work up the system to a job that really offers them the opportunity to resolve and support their family? Because if you can't, how many of the people you were incarcerated with were in the drug industry?
Yeah, that's a big part of that's a very big part of it.
So we all talk about, how do we solve the drug problem? And it's talked about every day, everywhere you turn. People are talking about, how do we solve the drug problem? But these people get out, maybe 60, 80% of them, they really have no choice but to go back to the street and sell drugs. I mean, they don't have the economic.
It's all they know, and somebody will loan them, a bag of cocaine to get them started. They don't need a business license. They don't need anything. They just go to they don't need anything to get this started, but it's all illegal, and it's going to end up back in prison, and it ruins communities, and the whole cycle starts all over again. But if they had a place to go, like Wings for Life, maybe, just maybe, they could find some hope. And I know a lot of guys I did time with that even live right here in Albuquerque, and one has sat at this table and talked to us, and he's had a tough time. Like, I made all this money selling drugs. Now I'm on probation, and I'm trying to do the right thing and live the straight and narrow, but I'm trying to adapt, and they want to pay me, $18 an hour. He goes, I could sneeze and make that before I went to prison. It's tough. It's not easy.
When your kids are needy, they have economic challenges.
Yeah.
How kids need your economic support. When you get out of prison, you feel this strong desire to help them. The temptation to go back to the corner and sell drugs is just too great. We have to create jobs. We have to create jobs at a wage level and a respect level and a dignity level that give people a better option, a better
Because
choice.
we all know you can go work at McDonald's, or you know what I mean? You can get these kind of jobs. Like I wrote a list of, here's the most common jobs felons get: welding, electrician, carpentry, plumbing, the oil fields. And those pay pretty good if you have the skills. And restaurants. And that's really, there's not a whole, you don't see a lot of returning citizens going into all the other fields. It's usually service jobs and trade jobs that will hire us back.
And one of the things you need.
Me, I can't. I'm 58 years old. I can't do welding, electric, plumbing, and all that. And we're older guys. We need,
when you come out of the system of incarceration, you are desperate for respect and dignity.
The average age of a person returning from prison now is 44 years old. I looked it up today. 44 years old, not 22. 44.
So we have a responsibility, and we want to solve this problem. We're not going to solve it by just pretending it's going to fix itself. It doesn't fix itself. It takes programs like this. It takes people like you to get involved. It takes employers who are willing to pay people a decent wage. We're seeing the average wages go up, the minimum wage going up. We're seeing the cost of living going up fast in this pandemic. The economic challenges are fierce. We need to give people returning to society, returning citizens, jobs at a wage rate that gives them some hope that over time they're going to be able to restore their family economics, their dignity, and their self-respect. Yeah. If we don't achieve that, we give them almost no alternative but to go back to the streets.
I got a little quote from the Department of Justice. I looked it up today. More than 650,000 ex-offenders are released from prison every year. It's about 10,000 people a week getting out of prison. And the studies show that 2/3 of them will likely be rearrested within 3 years of their release.
The statistics are alarming.
That's just,
and I gotta say,
unacceptable.
As employers out there, as legislators out there, as lawyers and judges and business people and community members, I think the common wisdom is let the problem fix itself. But the numbers, the statistics, the metrics tell you that we're just training people to be better at marketing drugs. And there's some hypocrisy to it, because there's a lot of hypocrisy.
Well, then you got Big Pharma marketing their drugs, and
Well, who are these people marketing drugs to? They're marketing them to us. They're marketing them to you. We're the customers. They may have done the time, and they may be the marketers of it, but the customers out there are immense, and so there's some hypocrisy there. And because of that, we really need to dig deep and find a way to restore a path for these people to bring economic recovery to their families, to restore their dignity and their self-respect, and to get a fresh start. And these people, I will tell you that the people who are working in these programs that are making this choice are better workers than probably a lot of the workers you have in the companies that you own or operate or manage. These people who have made the decision to restore their life.
Show up every day. We have to. And a lot of times we're on probation, and we have to, and we want to. But we show up and we put a hard day's work in, and we give you 100%.
So don't be reluctant. I mean, a lot of times employers will think, well, I'm going to do a favor and give this guy a job. And of course, I'm going to pay him less than I pay the other guys. So, I'm willing to give him a job. But in reality, I think maybe some of these guys are better workers, and they may well be worth giving a higher hourly wage to.
Well, we can't take anything you want to throw at us. We could take it on. We just been through prison. Okay. There's not a whole lot left that we can't accomplish and overcome So I'm open for the challenge, and that's what I tell people in the interview. You want to hire me, who's been through it? I talk about a worldly man and streetwise and everything else. I've made it this far, or the guy with maybe he doesn't have a criminal history and he doesn't have, which one? You make the choice. You know what I mean? If you come out with that kind of attitude, you're going to get that job. But a lot of people don't have they don't have it. That comes from within. You got to have the motivation. You got to have somebody else. Sometimes it takes somebody else to believe in you, to get that attitude, to go for that interview. And I'm here to help you. Tom's here to help you. We're all here to help you and build you from the inside out, because it starts in here. I know that from experience. You got to believe. If sometimes it just takes one person to believe in you that little much, and that opens up. And I'm getting the thumbs up, and that's all we need to spark that fire within us, And that's what somebody did for me, and that's why I do this channel, my other channel, and somebody believed in me. Now I want to believe in you.
And I'm going to push a little harder. That's just my nature. Get real. I mean, that the drug problem in your community is the number one problem, but yet the attention we give to it is almost cursory, almost token. We have a lot of great programs trying, but they don't have the economic resources or the people resources to really do good. I mean, Albuquerque, New Mexico has a horrible reputation for its drug.
Oh, yeah. Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad made it an international community, demonstrating how serious, and sadly, that's not fiction, that show. It's not fiction at all. It's a nonfiction dramatization of what's going on every day, every night in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and probably in your community as well. And so, are we just going to let our kids go down this road forever? I mean, we have such a horrible loss of children today. The families.
A lot of comments here, Tom. So I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, the families are just being devastated by the drug addiction of our young people. So, yeah, I could talk about this a long time.
These are for you. I mean, Katrina says, "Hi, Tom. Nice to see you."
Katrina, I wish I could see you and see you, your face, and say hi to you directly, but I appreciate you reaching out. And tell us where you're from.
She's going, Sean, did you get my text today? Things are moving along now. I did get it. I was driving to work. I'm more than happy to. I'm glad they're moving along. Mariah Gonzalez can't hear you. Oh, yeah, let's get past all that. Still no. We got
a big audience, Sean.
Yeah, well, a little bit. No sound. Oh, you're back. Okay, here we go. Patricia says, Swan, who start the home confinement process? Swan?
Sean.
Maybe she means Sean.
Sean.
Who start the home confinement process? I called the regional office and they said that they automatically start the process. Do you know anything about that? Tom, you know more about home confinement because you were on home confinement.
Well, it's hit and miss. I mean, the system is such that the halfway houses really want to keep you as long as they can because they're paid on a bed count. They're paid on a census every day of how many beds are full. So the halfway house isn't excited about you leaving. The probation office, they're overwhelmed. I mean, I think they are handling like 17,000 people in probation right now in New Mexico. It's just. I mean, and they're understaffed, and of course with COVID, they're not able to work a real productive week. So, home confinement probably is not benefiting a lot of people that are qualified for home confinement. I qualified for home confinement. I got 9 days, is all I got. And I was eligible for 6 months. So now I will tell you that. Whether you're incarcerated or in a halfway house or home confinement, they're all three miserable. And, getting your time over is the goal. So keep your eye on the ball. I want to end my confinement. I want freedom. I want the opportunity to start my life again. So whether it's incarceration, halfway house, or home confinement, it's still awful. Yes, you're back at home. You get a real meal. You get in your own bed. There's the obvious benefits to that, but the goal is, how do I finish my time and get back to starting my life? So keep your eye on that ball, because there's no way to even push the bar in terms of home confinement. And if you push too hard, they actually put you back down on the list. So it's a challenging situation. So I don't have a good answer. I'm sorry.
Speaking of halfway house, home confinement, JD, you ready to come on over here? I got a gentleman here. He's a returning citizen. He's at the halfway house. Now we can't really talk about the halfway house because we got. But this is JD. He just got hired. Was it yesterday or today was the official day?
Actually, Monday will be the official day.
Monday officially. So we are hiring here at Wings for Life. I think Ann needs 2 more people. So give it the numbers on the screen. You want to know more about it. So JD, how's it feel to be out of prison?
All feels great. I just got out a little over 2 weeks ago, and my mother was involved in Wings. My ex-employer also was a volunteer and gave donations for Wings as well. So,
Wow.
So I knew about them when I was incarcerated, and I did a little over 7 years in the federal prison and federal system. And so when I was in prison, I was just thinking about how was it going to be moving forward. And at some point, I felt that in order to be successful, I was going to have to do something on my own to generate my own income. And so coming out, I called Ann, was one of the first people I called. And man, the first time I talked to her, it was just the enthusiasm and the motivation she had. And
She does.
the belief in me really just, kickstarted that, because, when you're in prison and everything about you feels down, you know what I mean? You feel like you're a failure. You feel like, it's basically like it's kind of the end of the world. This is the way I felt anyways. And so getting out and having someone being able to believe in me like that and give me a fresh start, a clean slate, and just put that trust in me, man, it was just really a good feeling. And so she had this program called Wings Works, which I know you're starting, and she thought that I might have some assets and some talents that would be, beneficial to that program. And I was all for the program because, like I said, I need a way to start generating my own income and just get on my feet in that way. And so, Ann, the first thing I noticed about Ann is she makes things happen. So, she made a couple phone calls and brought me onto the program. So yeah, it was exciting.
Yeah, welcome to the Wings family.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So both of you guys, let me ask both of you guys about adjusting to life on the outside. Tom, I know you had some trouble in the beginning. How you guys, maybe you want to go first. How's just the adjustment for somebody coming out? It's been a few years now and you're finally off probation, but you're adjusting to that, right?
You don't adjust well. It's you never recover. I say this with all seriousness, that experience was the best thing that ever happened to me, because it changed me, and it changed me for the good. We all rock along in life with a lot of habits, some good, some bad, but we're we're disillusioned sometimes, or we're just not honest with ourselves about what we're really doing. And this experience gives you a chance to really wake yourself up and find the real you, find your real passions, what you really want to do with your life. It teaches you how important your spiritual life is, number one, how important your health is, most importantly, or as importantly as your spiritual, maybe, is your family and your friends. You learn who your friends are, as they say, and your family becomes so much more precious to you. So, how do you adjust? I think I adjusted well. I don't go a day without remembering. I try to move forward, but you live with it forever. Your family lives with it forever. You have big challenges restoring your family. A lot of families don't survive this process. The emotional trauma is tough on the kids, on the spouse, and the family. And so you have a lot of restorative work to do with your family. It's just a work in progress. I don't think you ever get fully adjusted ever again. But I think that edge is an advantage.
And you? How you adjusted?
Well, you know,
you're
but
fresh out.
I'm fresh out,
It's
so
a
it's
little,
still,
yeah.
it's still adjusting. But you know, it's been hard. It's been hard. You know, going from what I had a career. You know, nice vehicle. You know, I have a young daughter and stuff, and just being away from her. You know, I lost 2 grandparents when I was in prison, and you know, so coming out and just reintegrating back into society. But I feel like I always have that chip on my shoulder, and you know, like a sign basically on me, and so it's been hard, you know. But
You don't have to feel like that when you come here.
yeah, that's people like Ann and the Wings programs really make me feel accepted, loved, part of the family, and just really want success for me, which is something that is really refreshing. You know, to have obviously, you know, I have friends and family that are always going to support me and be there for me.
It's good.
But to have someone,
not all of us do, you know.
to have someone outside of that really support you and be in your corner, it's you know, it's a lifesaver, really.
Let me get some of these comments. Thank you, guys. We'll do some more, but I don't want to ignore you guys with your comments and your questions. I know I'm going to answer or read every one. I promise you, because you take the time to write them, so we can take the time to read them and answer them. So Mariah says it would be great to have more professional or business owners as sort of mentors or sponsors to give a backing to individuals that are returning citizens. What do you guys think?
Well,
I think it would be great.
that'd be a great program to recruit professional business owners who want to be mentors. I think that's a great idea, Mariah. I think we need to talk about that and brainstorm that a little bit. But I hadn't thought about that. But you could create sort of a, you know, model off the Big Brother,
Sure,
you know, program where you have somebody who's kind of, you know, you meet with a couple of times a month and have coffee and kind of talk through how you're, you know, getting back into the work environment. And you need that mentoring and coaching. I think that's a great idea. I think we should put that on the list.
Yeah, well, that's definitely worth having a conversation about. What do you think?
Yeah, that would be great. You know, I know a few business owners and people like that might be interested in doing that. So that's basically something we could talk about with Wingsworks and getting people involved with that.
And next, Patricia says, how does the process start? I'm not sure were we on another, I think
they're talking about the home confinement on that.
Oh, the home confinement. You answered that. I think, Patricia.
Well,
right?
Ask again, Patricia, if we didn't get to it.
Yeah, sorry, we got carried away on another topic, and now we don't remember what that was. Patricia says it's all ugly, but home where the goal is room.
Well, I think she's just saying it's tough and it's ugly.
Yeah.
But getting home is the goal.
Getting home is the goal. And she says, oh, okay, thank you. Katrina says, the BOP has RRM office in every state. They oversee halfway houses. Yeah, reentry, what do they call it? Reentry management, something like that. Residential reentry management office. I was close. RRM.
Well, I'd like to talk to those people. We should track them down, John.
Okay. And Patricia says, positive vibes your way, Tom. There you go, Tom.
Thanks, Patricia.
Patricia says, thank you, Katrina. What can they assist with? What type of info do they give? And I like the fact that you guys are chatting with each other, too, because it is a chat room. And last one here, Katrina says, Patricia, they told me what region my son will be in, what I need for his ankle monitor, some of the rules. Different regions can have different rules. Yeah, I mean, the ankle monitors, I think everybody in home confinement wears an ankle monitor. Halfway houses, got anybody wearing ankle monitors?
No, not in the halfway house.
I don't think so, yeah.
But we have people that have to check in at the halfway house, I think, that are on home confinement.
Right. I just heard, was it you that told me? No, when I was in a halfway house, they took 25% of my income. Was it you who said they don't do that no more?
Because of COVID, when the pandemic hit, they stopped doing that. So
that's great news. Now you can actually maybe save up for that apartment. Wow.
Yeah. So
they're gonna keep that going, you think?
I'm not sure, but I know as of now, yeah.
Okay. That's good news, Katrina, too. So when your son gets out in the halfway house and he gets a job, he gets to keep all his money. That's something good here. I wanted to talk about I did have something about readers. Well, Tom, you want to take it from here? I can ask you some questions, but I know you got more to talk about.
Well, I want to talk more about you, Sean, because
no, it's not about me.
here's Sean sitting in San Francisco selling phones on the corner. Basically,
I had a tent set up in front of homeless shelters.
Yeah, here he is, so anxious to build himself back up. He takes a job in front of homeless shelters selling phones to people. I mean, that's...
Well, I didn't sell them. I signed them up and they get a free phone. We don't sell them. So I'm helping low-income people. Yeah, they show us their Medicare card or something, or a food stamp card, and we sign them up for a free phone.
It's a tough job, wasn't it?
Oh, it's a tough job, especially when they try to steal your phones, and I'm only trying to give them away free. But a rough crowd at those homeless shelters in San Francisco.
But that's sort of where you end up when you come back out. Those are some of the few opportunities. And so Sean and I start talking, and I think Sean's an outstanding example of how to rebuild and restore your life, and is doing a fabulous job here. Sean is courageous enough to get in his car. It's not the best car in the world.
20 years old, but it's my baby. It's my recovery car. I bought it with washing dishes money.
Pack all his worldly belongings, which weren't a lot because you lose everything.
Yeah.
And drive how many miles to get here?
It was over 1,000 miles.
Yeah. And with bad tires, calling me, and I knew it was the right decision, because what happened to your car when you crossed the border?
Oh, as soon as I got to the elevation, things started working.
The caution lights.
Yeah, the cruise control worked. I didn't know that worked. AC's kicking in, all this stuff.
So Sean is an amazing, courageous.
Well, I had the blessing of probation on who was a real tough probation officer. In the beginning, somehow I earned his respect. And he gave me his blessing and let me move to another state. That doesn't always happen when you're on probation.
Sean moves here, can barely afford an apartment.
Yeah.
Not the best apartment in the world.
No, I still got cockroaches there, but you know what? I'm going to name them. They're friends now, so they're my cockroaches, man.
And he brings them on board here as the staff person.
Yeah.
And you've been here, a little over 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And your face is light and happy now. You're making achievements every week. The exposure you're providing by this program and many of the other programs you do. And I mean, this man is becoming internationally, or at least nationally, as a critical resource to this community. How many viewers have you had on your YouTube?
I've had over 100,000 views, and I've probably answered at least, I'm going to say 500 phone calls I've gotten in the last year. And some of these people are on here right now, and you guys know. But God never gives me more phone calls than I can handle. I get 2 or 3 a day. On a day off, I get 5 usually. I mean, I was on the phone for an hour to one of these guys here from Hawaii last night.
And Sean does
helping them out.
Sean does this out of his heart and with the mission from God. And a lot of people are trying to profiteer off this kind of help.
Yeah, I just got off the phone last night with another girl. I won't mention your name, but she got burned $30,000. One of these prison consultants out there. Now, if you watch my other channel, I talk about these guys. I got them on blast. These guys need to go back to prison, but they burned her. You know what she got for $30,000? A piece of paper, a template like this on how to write a reference letter. So her mother could write a letter to the judge, a character reference letter. They sent her the template. They didn't even have the decency to put her name on it. She had to do the cut and pasting herself. That and like 5 phone calls. And the promises that they'd get her out of prison in 8 months. That she has I don't want to get too personal, but they promised her she'd get out of prison in 8 months on a 2-year sentence, and they made all these promises. She got a $30,000 piece of paper, and then she found my videos, and I'm going to help her whatever I can. I mean, the damage has kind of been done, but I'm coaching her on how to talk to the judge on sentencing day, because you speak from the heart, and this is your last chance where the judge is actually going to hear who you are. He's about to, sentence you however many years. You remember sentencing day? You get that last. It's It's your last chance to talk to the judge, right? Do you remember what you
Yeah.
said?
Yeah.
Or did you say anything? Some people don't even want to talk.
I had a whole long speech planned, and I said very, very little. I
Sometimes
kinda
that's
froze
better
and
that
locked up,
way.
and for me, it was a plea, and the sentence was already set. So I figured, you know what, I'm just gonna say my little piece. And
Do you remember what you said on sentencing day?
Well, I was pretty angry, and I probably didn't say.
Still,
I didn't show my anger, but inside you're just in shock.
well, everybody's innocent in prison. We know that.
And so it's just the end of a long process. The pre-sentencing process sometimes is worse than the sentencing.
Yeah.
It's tough all around, and so when you get out, you really need some people to give you a shot.
This woman I talked to, she's got mine's the same judge that sentenced me. So, and I told her, they said that she was a hard-nosed judge, but I think she's fair. But I had a speech to give to the judge, and I ripped it up in front of the judge, not to be dramatic, but I said, Your Honor, I'm not going to use this. I threw it, and I just spoke. Well, I don't remember every word that came out, but she gave me 8 months less than I thought I was going to get. So,
Worked.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to finish off the
Yeah.
program here, congratulating you, Sean, on a great beginning to a pretty impressive demonstration of helping people, reacclimate themselves to their new life. And you do it out of love and heart, and you've had a big impact over 100,000 people.
It gives me a reason to wake up now in the morning. It gives me purpose. I thought I was all washed up. I has been nothing, no future for me when I got out of prison. And when people call me every day, I almost want to cry. You know what I mean? You gave me a reason to live again. So the last thing I want to do is charge you $30,000 for a piece of paper. I couldn't do that, man.
You're very vulnerable when you're in that stage, and it's just a shame that someone would take advantage.
They act on their fears.
But spread the word and start communicating with Sean, and we hope to see you again soon.
Yeah. We got some more comments here, guys. Albino Garcia with La Placita Institute had a great setup for walking in multiple worlds. I worked there in a college with at-risk youth. Multiple worlds. Albino. What?
Well,
maybe she's using text talk.
Albino is his first name,
okay.
Albino Garcia. And some institute somewhere called La Placita.
Do you know that place?
No, never heard of it.
And walking in multiple worlds, I think what albino means is you really are walking in a lot of different worlds when you get out.
Oh, see, I'm a sci-fi fit, so I went to Star Trek with that. Okay, but okay, I get it now. Right? Okay. Patricia says, like Tom said, I don't want to bug them and push my husband down. Thank you for the advice. All right.
That is good advice, because a lot of times,
Backfires.
that is the the catch-22 is you want to push, but when you push too much, these people a lot of times they'll put you, like you said, in the back of the list. And so it's a fine line. But I would say don't stop advocating for what you want to get, but it is a fine line, so just be careful not to push too hard.
Right. All right, we got more. Thank you guys for your comments and your questions. Thank you very much. Thank you for lasting this long. It's been an hour and you're still on. Patricia says, oh, yes, I called his Lompoc region and they told me he has First Step CARES Act that's getting applied, but he'd have to talk to his unit team to see if they're submitting his paperwork for home seat. So I don't know if a lot of you guys kind of know what that is, but I know what she's talking about. First Step Act, CARES Act, these are all ways to get out of, reduce your prison sentence. And some people promise you the world for a price. And if it sounds too good to be true, it is, especially in the prison world.
Watch out for the profiteers.
And if you're talking to someone who's been to prison with felonies and it sounds too good to be true, hello.
I know when they passed the First Step Act, I think it was in 2020 or early 2021 or 2020. I think maybe September.
First Step Back was 2018.
2000. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
the CARES Act was, I think, the one you're talking
when
about.
they passed the First Step Back, I remember the next day on the yard, people were like, yes, we're going home. And they've just barely started to implement little pieces of it now.
Right.
So-
Yeah. 3 years later, only because they lost a lawsuit and the government's and the BOP's in a lot of trouble now.
Right.
But I know I remember it took them 3 years just to make them do what they were supposed to.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. All right. Katrina says Detroit halfway houses require ankle monitor for everyone. Well, that's Detroit, though, you know. Probably the south side of Chicago, too. Probably could think of a few more cities, but yeah. I think I'd want to have an ankle monitor in Detroit so they could find my body. Mariah says in the South Valley. Okay. This guy. Oh, that's somebody. That's spam there. I'm going to have spam for breakfast. Thank you. Mariah says it is a way to get an understanding of the world's people walk or live and how we connect no matter what we do. She's talking about the multiple worlds. Yeah. Okay. It's not an episode of Sliders, or if you guys back in the 80s, there was a sci-fi show called Sliders, Jerry O'Connell. But no. All right. No?
No.
I'm giving away my age, and all right, never mind. Katrina, a bunch of ex-NFL players just got sentenced to federal prison for their health care fraud. NBA players, you might be talking, maybe it's NFL, but I did a story a month or a half ago, like 28 retired NBA players putting false paperwork into their health care plan. Like they went and got a root canal, and they charged them, $36,000, and they turned in a paper, and they gave the same paper to their buddies, and all 8 people had root canals done at the same day, and they all got a check for $36,000, or it's sent on your debit card, and there was 28 of them, and they did this, and it totals like $4 million. So you get all these retired NBA players facing fraud charges, and you probably haven't heard about it, right?
No, I haven't.
I showed the 2 little news clips I could find. It's been about 2 months now. The media likes to bury this stuff. So these NFL players that just got sentenced, you're probably hearing it here on this channel and probably very few other places, because the NFL's got power and money, and they got, nobody wants to. That's people's heroes. And what do you guys think?
Well,
you ever
I don't
heard
wanna say
anything about
bad
that?
about the NFL before the Super Bowl on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a time to sentence them too, right before the Super Bowl. Wow. Yeah, that's true. You don't want to jinx your teams. Oh, she says, not funny. I'm scared enough for my son. Oh, she's talking about the Detroit. Yeah. Well, sorry.
Your son will be fine.
Yeah, your son will be fine. Let's see.
I think we're there.
I think we're there, man. It's been over an hour. Any last comments, guys? How about advice for people returning from prison? You guys got some last words for the world?
I would just say keep your head up, and no matter how bad you feel about yourself or how bad you think it's going to be, there's always people like Ann, like Sean, like Tom that are willing to help you out, have your back, and lift you up. So, just stay positive. Don't ever feel like it's the end, because it's not. Whatever happened in your past, what you did in your past, is not going to define you moving forward. So,
well, you're going to reach down and find your best self. You're going to have more determination to rebuild your life, restore your family, find your walk with the Lord. A lot of good things come out of this. Look for the good things. Look for the good things.
Zephiel, I guess you just joined us, but thank you for the $1.99 super sticker. It's been around for that. Thank you, Zephiel. That's what a super sticker is. But we were just ending the show, Zephiel. If you got another question or something you want to ask, we'll give you 2 minutes, right, or a minute for $1.90. It's not the monetary value. It's
just the recognition.
Yeah. Katrina says, I sent you the post from Department of Justice in the text. Yeah, Katrina, I know you said the NBA, the NFL, but the NBA also, there's 28 members of them that also did healthcare fraud. So maybe they told their buddies at the NFL, and now they're all going down. But originally the story I did was the NBA, and you're saying NFL. So I got you. I got it, Katrina. All right. I guess we'll wrap it up. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you, Sean.
Tom drove all the way from
Pecos, America,
Pecos, which is above Santa Fe.
east of San.
East of Santa Fe. Okay. I want to know. Zephiel says, no questions. Good to see you, the panel. You bet. God bless you all. We'll see you next Friday, 3 o'clock. Wings Weekend Review. Please leave comments after this video. You can catch it in the reruns and the replays. Subscribe, like, tell your friends, and keep coming back because it works.